Getting more breaking news that after the Supreme Court verdict on the 2G issue, UPA will now clearly prepare to attack the opposition. They are sharpening their weapons as well. Chidambaram, Khurshid, the Jaiswal are now going to lead this UPA attack. It is going to be a coordinated strategy. It won't be any more defensive. Remember, this of course comes immediately after Sonia Gandhi asked her MPs to stop being on a defensive pose, and of course the Supreme Court verdict giving more ammunition to the UPA, more justification for their defense. Chidambaram has said is that what is scaring the BJP to go for a debate on the whole Coalgate issue. An open challenge being issued to the BJP as of now. Chidambaram has also sung the zero loss theory in the coal block allocation, the similar zero loss theory that had been floated by Kapil Sibal, remember, in the 2G issue. UPA, of course, has taken on the BJP for stalling Parliament, blaming the BJP squarely for not allowing the government to function. Javed Ansari now joins us for more on this. Javed, we noticed a spring really in the step of the UPA, the way they came out immediately after the Supreme Court verdict, reacted, gave their reactions to the press. Now just take us through this whole coordinated strategy. Will it work this time around, and how coordinated is it really?
Well, like we've been saying for the last couple of days, this time around, they've decided, they've had ample time to prepare, and they've decided on a strategy because they believe they have a very strong case to defend, and therefore they're going all out with facts. The Supreme Court decision today with regards to the Dr. Swami's petition has also come as a shot in the arm. You can see a spring in their step, and if you contrast it with the mood in the body language of the BJP leaders, they're shying away from the cameras. They're closeted in Central Hall or their rooms, and the UPA leaders, especially the Congress leaders, they're armed with facts, and they're going to hit the airways. They will, occupy the space. After all, they realize it's all about public perception, and now they have something to argue their case.
Javed, just take us a little bit through the detailing. I know that it is a very complicated issue, and neither the opposition, nobody believes in complicated facts and figures. Not many might have even read the whole CAG report. But overall, the Supreme Court had sent out a message today that a wrong decision is not a criminal action, that perhaps overlooking something doesn't mean that you are criminally responsible or liable. What is the overall perception that the government will try to send out? That this was a policy decision, a policy that the BJP, NDA had followed, something that the government was also following. Is that going to be the line of discussion?
If indeed what you're saying is the import of the Supreme Court decision today, then of course the UPA will use this to buttress their argument. The UPA has been making this argument from the very beginning, Prime Minister downwards, that we took a decision, a policy decision, which is in the domain of the executive. We took a policy decision keeping in mind the welfare of the people at large. We were not looking to generate revenue, and our decisions were taken keeping a larger perspective in mind. And if and they will use this the Supreme Court's observations to make the case a bit stronger, and they will use this as an example to drive home the point that the executive is free to take the decision so long as they are in the larger interest of the people, and that there's no malafide involved.
Absolutely no malafide involved at this point of time. The UPA sharpening its weapons, also trying to take on the BJP. Javed, many thanks for getting us the details. Of course, we'll keep going back to Javed as and when more details keep coming out. Kartike also tracking very closely the interesting developments that have been happening. You know, Kartike, Javed saying how really the tables have turned since the verdict has come out. It's the Congress people now who want to come to the microphones and give their sound bites. The BJP leaders are shying away. But is that good enough? Are we suddenly on Monday going to see that the BJP has conceded ground, allowed for Parliament to function? Because they still say that this doesn't change anything. The Prime Minister is still responsible. The Prime Minister will still be grilled on the Coalgate. And of course, Chidambaram still very much in the purview of the JPC.
See, when I interviewed Ravi Shankar Prasad, he came out with 2 points. He said that you have to actually distinguish between the legal and the political part. He said that legally it might be a setback, but it doesn't harm a political quest. Then I asked him, so which means that you don't consider the dismissal of 2 petitions as a setback? Ravi Shankar Prasad told us that it's not a setback. He also said that it is because of a pressure that the Raja resigned. You see, there are 2 things which are going to happen simultaneously. It might create a pressure on Bharatiya Janata Party that they allow the debate to take place. But I think their attack vis-a-vis coal GMR and other CAG reports will be unrelenting, because ultimately the dividends are in electoral benefits. It's in that context. Legal battles are very important, good for morale of the Congress, makes it easy for them to demolish the claim of Bharatiya Janata Party.
Yes.
But then the battleground is actually not Parliament. The battleground is India.